had to face on the phone to finish this video. You keep having to make it longer. Yeah.
Okay, people. Hang on. I have a question. If you're dating someone, but you have a clone of yourself and you get told to go fuck yourself, so you fuck the clone, is that cheating or is that self-love? Since it's an identical copy of yourself, so that means same DNA and everything. So I call that self-love and not cheating.
Number 6. Trash 2021. Based on the comic books by Vijay Tan and Keijo Basamu, the Netflix original series, Trash brings the myths and monsters of the Philippines to life. Alexander Trash inherited his father's legacy upon his death, becoming the abuser between the supernatural and murderers of millennia. When the police are in over their heads dealing with vampires, zombies, and murdered ghosts, they call in Alexandria and the Cambaro twins to find a solution. However, recent cases have all begun to tie together, and a connection to the investigation from her past seems to signal that an ancient entity is on the brink of breaching the veil between worlds. Underrepresented Filipino myths find new life in tests. The folklore and mythology of the Philippines have gone criminally unnoticed in modern media, and Test gives viewers a bite-sized snippet of the fascinating supernatural world of the island nation. The overarching story is a bit rushed, meaning some of the details get lost in transition, but the unique focus on this culture makes it a must-watch for mythology nerds. For fans of urban fantasy and light horror series like Supernatural and Constantine, Test is sure to stretch that magic in the modern-day itch. The series flew under a lot of viewers' radars, but with plenty more likely on the way, now is the perfect time to dive into this exciting show. Number 5, Hercules, The Legendary Adventures / Exotic Warrior Princess, 1995. Starring Kevin Sorbo, Hercules, The Legendary Adventures follows the adventures of the mythological powerhouse as he travels ancient Greece and defends its people, enraged by Zeus' infidelity. A common theme in Greek mythology, Hera sends monsters and other gods to Earth to defeat Hercules. But using his incredible strength and relying on his closest allies, Hercules manages to always save the day. Spinning out of these legendary adventures is Exotic Warrior Princess, the adventures of an Amazonian warrior and her companion as they attempt to help those in need as redemption for Exana's villainous past. Exana and Hercules paved the way for modern fantasy series. While Exana Warrior Princess has had a larger impact on popular culture, Lucy Lawless is still inseparable from her iconic role almost 30 years later. These two series make this list for their shared community. Both changed the game during the mid-90s runs by making mythology the centerpiece of a long-running action series. The success of these fantasy epics allowed for the production of other modern hits, showing the storytelling potential in fantasy and mythology despite its higher production values. They weren't the first fantasy hits, but they were the first to truly take off and inspire a generation. Number 4, Clever Man 2016. Inspired by Abigail Australian World Views, Clever Man sees the emergence of hairy people, or Harrys, into the world. Originally hidden from humanity, this humanoid species is covered in thick hair, has incredible strength, and is connected to the mystical dreaming. After his uncle Jimmy dies, Corin West inherits the powers of the Clever Man, a powerful heroic being tied to the dreaming. Now the defender of the Harrys, after months of exploiting them, Conyer becomes a target for the CIA and the Australian government. He also comes into conflict with his older brother, Waya, who always dreamed of inheriting the Clever Man identity. Clever Man shines a spotlight on Aboriginal Australian beliefs. Among the various mythologies on this list, the beliefs of the Aboriginal peoples of Australia are likely the least known. While there are many cultural groups and beliefs spread throughout the country, there are several overreaching similarities, especially in the mystical realm of the dreaming. Clever Man isn't necessarily a primal on Abigail mythology, but it does a great job of incorporating it into the modern fantasy superhero story. The plot is well crafted, and the interpersonal struggles between the West brothers is fascinating. This series is one of the lesser known on this list, but it wholly deserves your attention.